Introduction to Accounting. Revision of Unit number 1. Class 11 Accountancy. Hello students, how are you all? Today we are going to revise entire unit number 1 of class 11 Accountancy. So let us begin without wasting our time. In this you will see all the points covered in unit number 1. First of all, what is accounting? As you all know, accounting is the process of identifying, measuring, recording, classifying, summarizing, analyzing, and communicating accounting information to its interested users. So, we can define accounting as the process of identifying, measuring, recording, and communicating the required information relating to the economic events of an organization to the interested users of such information. So this definition you must have prepared now. What are the objectives of accounting? So there are 4 objectives of accounting. First is to maintain systematic record of business transactions. Second objective is to calculate profit or loss of business. Third one is to show the financial position. That means assets and liabilities position of business at the end of the year. And the fourth one is to make information available to its interested users. So these are the objectives of accounting. Now what is bookkeeping? So bookkeeping is an art of recording business transactions. It is mainly concerned with record keeping or maintenance of books of accounts. In bookkeeping, we cover the functions like identification of transactions, measurement of transactions, recording of transactions, and classification. So these 4 activities, identification, measurement, recording, and classification of transaction, is done in bookkeeping. Bookkeeping is a narrow aspect. How bookkeeping is different from accounting? So, as I told you, bookkeeping is the narrow aspect, whereas accounting is a broad concept. Bookkeeping is the primary stage, whereas accounting is the secondary stage. Where bookkeeping ends, accountancy starts. Bookkeeping is maintained by junior staff, whereas accounting is maintained by senior staff. Bookkeeping is concerned with recording of day-to-day transactions, and based on bookkeeping, accounting starts. In accounting, we will include summarizing the transactions, analysis and interpretation of the transactions, and communication of the result to the interested person. So in this way, bookkeeping and accounting both are different. Who are the users of accounting information? So accounting information users are classified into 2 categories: internal users and external users. Internal users include owners, management, and external users include investors, creditors, lenders, employees, government agencies, etc. So there are different internal and external users who utilize books of account for different purposes. What are the branches of accounting? So there are 4 branches of accounting. One is financial accounting. In financial accounting, we record the transaction, do the classification of the transactions, we prepare and present financial statement to its interested users. So financial accounting is mainly concerned with the recording, classification, and preparation of financial statements. Second branch of accounting is management accounting. Management accounting is mainly useful to take important decisions to the management. It helps in important decision and controlling the various activities of the business. It provides useful information to management for the better administration of the business. In management accounting, you have to learn different chapters which are useful for taking the important decisions that you will learn at your higher studies. Third branch of accounting is cost accounting. Cost accounting is mainly useful to the manufacturing organizations, those who are manufacturing product. So they are interested in knowing the cost of their product so that they can decide price of their product. So for identifying the cost of product, cost accounting is useful. It deals with evaluating the cost of a product or service offered, and it considers all the factors which contribute in the production of output. The main objective of cost accounting is to help the management in deciding the cost of product and fixing the price of product and controlling the cost of production so that appropriate profit is available to the business organization. Next branch of accounting is tax accounting. You all know there are two types of taxes. One is direct tax, another is indirect tax. So tax accounting deals with calculation of tax which is payable by the business organization as well as by different individual. It includes tax planning and preparation of tax returns. It involves determination of income tax and other taxes like service tax and GST, etc. So tax accounting is useful in determining the tax liability of business organization. One new branch of accounting is social responsibility accounting. We all know business has to stay in the society. It has to fulfill some social responsibility. Social responsibility accounting deals with all these aspects. So there are total 5 branches of accounting. Now dear students, we will try to understand different accounting terms in brief. First one is entity. What is entity? So entity means a reality that has a definite individual existence. Business entity means a specifically identifiable business enterprise. So, Bank of Baroda is one entity, LIC of India is one entity, any business unit is an entity, ITC Limited, Super Bazaar, Big Bazaar, McDonald's, these all are the examples of entity. What is transaction? You can see here picture. One lady is buying fruits and fruit seller is selling fruits. Fruit seller is giving fruits and lady is giving money in return. So this is a transaction. So exchange of goods and services for money is a transaction. This is a simple meaning of transaction. For transaction, you have to pay money because we are dealing with the monetary transaction. Image you can see. How will you define transaction? What is the meaning of transaction? So an event involving some value between two or more entities is known as transaction. Transaction may be purchase of goods, receipt of money, payment to a creditor, incurring an expense, etc. There may be cash transaction or credit transaction. So transaction is basically exchange of goods and services for money. What is asset? So you are very familiar with this word. Assets are the economic resources, that means properties of an enterprise that can be usefully expressed in monetary terms. Assets are of two types, current assets and non-current assets. Current assets include cash in hand, cash at bank, stock, debtors, bills receivable, etc. Whereas non-current assets include non-current investment, that means long-term investment, different tangible fixed assets like land, building, plant, machinery, vehicles, equipment. Whereas intangible fixed assets include goodwill, trademark, software, patent, copyright, etc. See the image of different types of current assets. Cash in hand is a current asset. Cash at bank is a current asset. Stock of goods, that means inventory. The goods in which we are dealing, the item in which we are dealing are goods, and that stock of goods is our current asset. Goods sold to person on credit is known as our debtor. So our debtors are our current assets because we have to recover money from the debtors. What is current asset? So current assets are those assets which are easily convertible into cash within a short period of time. That means within a 1 year. Different examples: cash in hand, cash at bank, stock, debtors, bills receivable, prepaid expenses. These are different examples of current assets. What is fixed assets? So image you can see factory building, vehicles, plant and machinery, all those assets which are purchased for using in the business for a longer period of time and whose purpose is not to sell, they are fixed assets. See different types of machines, different types of plants shown in this image are examples of fixed assets. You can see different images of fixed assets. Factory building is example of fixed assets. Factory vehicles are example of fixed assets. Fixed assets may be tangible fixed assets or intangible fixed assets. Assets which are purchased for long-term use and are not likely to be converted quickly into cash are known as fixed assets. Fixed assets are one of the non-current assets. Fixed assets may be tangible fixed assets, as I told you, which can be seen like plant, machinery, land, building, etc. are tangible fixed assets, or it may be intangible fixed assets which cannot be seen. Say for example, goodwill, brand name, intellectual property rights like patent rights, trademark, copyright, all are intangible assets. Next accounting term is liability. What is liability? You can see the image. Liabilities are nothing but debts of business which business has to pay. Say for example, if you purchase goods on credit, then you have to pay money to creditors. So that is your liability. If you take a bank loan, then you have to repay bank loan. So bank loan is your liability. So liabilities are nothing but they are debts of business. They are the obligations of business. So liabilities are obligations or debts that an enterprise has to pay at some time in future. Now this debt may be for short period or for long period. So liabilities may be non-current liability or current liability. Non-current liability means the amount of debt which will be repaid after 1 year, whereas current liability means the debt which will be repaid within 1 year. Next term is capital. You all know amount invested by owner in the business, goods brought by owner in the business, or any asset brought by owner in the business is known as capital. So it is the investment of owner in the business. How will you define capital? So capital means amount invested by the owner in the firm is known as capital. Capital may be brought in the form of cash or any other asset like goods or vehicles, etc. When owner brings capital, his claim in business increases. Sales. See the image of sales. One salesperson is trying to convince his customers to sell his goods. What is the meaning of sales? Sales are the total revenues from goods and services sold or provided to customers. It may be cash sales or credit sales. So sales is nothing but it is revenue from selling goods or services. What is revenue? Revenue is a wider term. It not only includes sales of goods, but it also includes many other income. How will you define revenue? So revenues are the amount of business earned by selling its product or by providing services to customer, which is known as sales revenue. And other items of revenue are commission received, interest received, dividend received, royalties received, rent received, etc. Revenue is also known as income. What is expense? See the image. Expense means cost paid for getting some benefit or for getting some service. So when you have to pay money for getting some goods or getting some service, then it is your expense. Meaning of expense. Cost incurred by a business in the process of earning revenue are known as expense. Generally, expenses are measured by the cost of assets consumed or services used during an accounting period. Say for example, if you have machinery, then during the year you will utilize this machine. So the value of machine will go down. That is depreciation. So fall in the value of fixed asset is known as depreciation. So that is cost of asset consumed. Depreciation is the cost of asset consumed. So it is one type of non-cash expense. Other expenses are rent paid, wages paid, salaries paid, interest paid, cost of heater, lights and water, telephone, etc. So these are the different examples of expense. What is profit? See the image. Person is getting happy because he has earned huge amount of profit. There is one more person searching from profit from different business activities. So what is profit? In simple words, we can say excess of revenue of a period over its expenses is known as profit. So profit is the difference of revenues and expense. When revenues are more than expense, business earns profit. Profit increases investment of the owner. That means it increases the capital of the owner. Similar to profit, what is gain? Both these words are synonymous, but their meaning are different. A profit that arises from event or transactions which are incidental to business, such as sale of fixed assets, winning a court case, appreciation in the value of fixed assets. Examples are of gain. So gain basically occurs from those transactions which are incidental to business, not from the routine business activity. If you are gaining from the routine business activity, then it is your profit. Say for example, profit from the sale of goods. But you can't say gain from the sale of goods. Gain basically results from the transactions which are incidental to business. Say for example, if you have earned, if you have won court case and you have received money, then it is your gain. If the value of your fixed assets go up, say for example your land value was 5 crore and now it is 7 crore, its market value has gone up. So this is gain. Loss. You can see the image. A person is in a big tension because he has suffered loss in his business. So when loss occurs, when your expenses are more than your revenues, your business will make a loss. So loss is excess of expense of a period over its related revenues. And because of loss, owner's equity, that means capital, decreases. Different examples of loss: cash or goods lost by theft or fire accident. It also includes loss on sale of fixed assets. Discount. This is a familiar word for you. In a market, you are seeing different discount offers. You can see the image. Media is trying to convince customer in a different way by giving the discount offers. So what is discount? So discount is the deduction in the price of the goods sold. Many a time a businessman tried to reduce price of its product to increase sale. That is a discount. He may give 10% discount, 20% discount, etc. to increase sale. That is a discount. Discount is of two types. Trade discount, which is cut from the basic price of the product, and second is the cash discount. Cash discount is given to those customers who make cash payment. This is the additional discount apart from trade discount. So there are two types of discount, but basically the meaning of discount is deduction in the price of goods sold. Voucher. Voucher, you can see on a screen, one bill is shown here, one receipt is shown here. So voucher is nothing but it is a written proof of a transaction. It is a documentary evidence of a transaction. The documentary evidence in support of a transaction is known as voucher. For example, if we buy goods for cash, we get cash memo. If we buy goods on credit, we get an invoice. When we make a payment, we get a receipt. All these are the examples of voucher. So voucher is a written proof of a transaction. Goods. The item in which business is dealing is known as goods. The product which you are selling is your goods. You can see the image of different types of goods. What is the meaning of goods? It refers to the product in which the business unit is dealing. So for example, I am the manufacturer of furniture items, then furniture items are goods for me. If I am a stationery shopkeeper, then stationery items are goods for me. The items that are purchased for use in the business are not called goods. So if you have purchased any asset for using in your business, then it is not good, but it is asset. For example, furniture purchase for utilizing in the business. So that furniture is asset. But if I am the manufacturer of furniture items, then furniture I am manufacturing for the selling purpose. So furniture would be goods for me. Drawing. Drawing is opposite to capital. Amount withdrawn by owner from business is known as drawings. So withdrawal of money and or goods by the owner from the business for personal use is known as drawing. And because of drawing, there is a reduction in the investment of the owner, that means capital of the owner. Purchase. What is purchase? So purchase means goods purchased. Here we are using the word purchase for the purchase of goods which we are purchasing for the selling purpose. So purchases are the total amount of goods procured by a business on credit or on cash for use or sale. In a trading concern, purchases are made of merchandise for resale with or without processing. But in a manufacturing concern, raw materials are purchased, processed further into finished goods and then sold. So purchase may be cash purchase or credit purchase. So purchase word is used for the goods purchase which we are purchasing for selling purpose. Stock. Stock of goods. You can see the image of stock of goods. Manufacturing unit is manufacturing different types of goods, and the stock of that goods is known as inventory or stock. How will you define stock? So stock is also known as inventory. It is a measure of something on hand, goods, spares and other items in a business. It is called stock in hand. In a trading concern, the stock on hand is the amount of goods which are lying unsold at the end of an accounting period is called closing stock or ending inventory. So at the end of the year, that means on 31st March, unsold goods is known as closing stock. In a manufacturing company, closing stock may include raw material stock, semi-finished goods stock, finished goods stock on closing date. Debtors. The person to whom goods are sold on credit are our debtors. So if I sell goods of 50,000 to Mr. X on credit, so Mr. X is my debtor. So what is debtor? So debtors are persons or entities who owe to an enterprise an amount for buying goods and services on credit. So all those entities who have purchased goods from us on credit are our debtors. Creditors. Many times we have to also purchase goods on credit. We have to buy goods on credit from the supplier. So when goods are purchased on credit, we become liable to make payment to our creditors. So creditors are the persons or entities who have to be paid by an enterprise an amount for providing the enterprise goods and services on credit. So if I purchase goods of rupees 1 lakh from Mr. Y on credit, then Mr. Y is creditor. I am liable to pay to Mr. Y. So Mr. Y is our creditor. Now we shift to the second chapter, theory base of accounting. And in this chapter, we will discuss different accounting concepts and accounting principles. This chapter deals with accounting concepts, accounting principles, accounting conventions, and different accounting standards. So let us begin chapter number 2 of unit number 1, theory base of accounting. First of all, what is accounting principles? So accounting information is meaningful and useful for users. If the accounting records and financial statements are prepared following GAAP, that means generally accepted accounting principles. Generally accepted accounting information in standard form which are understood. Accounting principles are the rules of actions or code of conduct accepted by accountant universally while recording the accounting transactions. So accounting principles decide the behavior of accounting, the behavior of accountant, what they will record, how they will record, etc. What is generally accepted accounting principles? So they refer to the rules or guidelines adopted for recording and reporting of business transactions in order to bring uniformity in the preparation and presentation of financial statements. So GAAP is nothing but they are rules and guidelines which help accountant in recording and reporting of the business transactions. What are the features of accounting principles? Accounting principles are man-made. Accounting principles are flexible in nature. Accounting principles are generally accepted. Now let us see different basic accounting concepts. The basic accounting concepts are referred to as the fundamental ideas or basic assumptions underlying the theory and practice of financial accounting and are broad working rules for all accounting activities and developed by the accounting profession. So accounting concepts are nothing but they are the fundamental ideas or basic assumptions. You have to remember this word. Accounting concepts are the fundamental ideas or basic assumptions underlying the theory and practice of financial accounting. You can see here different basic accounting concepts are given. Business entity concept, money measurement concept, going concern concept, consistency concept, objectivity concept, accounting period concept, historical cost concept, duality concept, conservatism that means prudence concept, revenue recognition concept, matching concept, full disclosure concept, and materiality concept. So these are the different accounting concepts. Let us understand all the accounting concepts one by one.